Good afternoon, friends, and welcome to St. John's Cathedral. It is a delight to have you all here for the first in this year's St. John's Music Series. And tonight is going to be a fabulous concert. And I want to welcome those of you who are joining us on Facebook as well. It is so good to have you here as well. I'm excited you get to hear all three of the singing choirs of the cathedral. You'll have to wait for another time to hear the Cathedral Ringers, our handbell choir, but it is a delight to have you here. Before we begin, how many of you have been in the cathedral before? And so then on the other hand, for some of you, this is your first time here for a musical event, and we're so delighted that you are here with us. It is also my honor to introduce our Director of Music Ministry, Andrea Olson, and she will give you more information about tonight's concert. Andrea.
Well, good evening, and welcome to St. John's Cathedral and our first music series concert for the 2022-2023 program year. We are delighted that you're joining us either via the live stream or right here in person. If you are here with us in person, a reminder to please silence your cell phones and any other beeping devices. Vaughan Williams was a lover of all music and truly believed that it should be a part of everyone's daily life. However, since cell phones weren't invented until well after his death, the music we are making today doesn't call for any beeps, stings, or rings. I can only imagine what he might say to all the sounds our world can make now, but that's a conversation for another day. Our concert today will be just under an hour. However, should you need the restrooms, you can find them down the North Ambulatory and next to the water fountain. Thanks so much for joining us to celebrate the 150th birthday of Vaughan Williams. Well, some of you might be wondering why the name printed on your program sounds a little different. According to Old English pronunciations, the name would have been spelled R-A-U-L-F. And at that time, all letters were pronounced as they were spoken, so R-A-U-L-F would sound just as it was spelled. Raolf. Raolf. Somehow, Middle English pronunciations managed to drop the L, And RAUF, or Rauf, also came into popular use. Then, in the Great Vowel Shift, isn't that a great name? The Great Vowel Shift, which happened roughly 1350 to 1550, this is a thing apparently, the late Middle English pronunciation simplified the spelling by dropping the U, which made it RAF, Rafe. In the 16th century, the current RALPH spelling became common. However, the British continued to pronounce it in the Old English way, Rafe. So, Rafe Vaughan Williams.
Oh
composer and musicologist, Ralph Vaughan Williams collected English folk music and songs, which he used liberally throughout his own compositions. His works include operas, ballets, chamber music, film scores, 9 symphonies, 5 concertos, and countless secular and religious vocal pieces and song cycles. Strongly influenced by Tudor music and the English folk song, his output marked a decisive break in British music from the German-dominated style of the 19th century. Throughout his life, he sought to be of service to his fellow citizens and believed in making music as available as possible to everybody. Of music, Williams said, "Before going any further, may we take it that the object of art is to obtain a partial revelation of that which is beyond human senses and human faculties, of that, in fact, which is spiritual, and that the means which we employ to induce this revelation are those very senses and faculties themselves." The Songs of Travel was Ralph Vaughan Williams' first foray into song cycle composition. A setting of Robert Louis Stevenson's poetry, it was composed in the very first years of the 20th century and premiered in 1904. This 9-song cycle is the story of traveling back to the homeland, a journey from youth to age, from certainty to philosophical reflection. Its bright vision and youthful optimism articulates the inevitability of nostalgia and depicts the sense of both loss and bravery felt by many young people as they faced new challenges at the dawn of the modern age. You just heard Jadrian sing Let Beauty Awake, which is the 3rd movement of this 9-song set. And now we'll skip to the 6th movement, The Infinite Shining Heavens, arranged here for treble voices. Williams' first song cycle to, turn my pages too fast, to what would likely have been his last, the Four Last Songs, a setting of poetry written by Ralph's second wife, Ursula. His Four Last Songs were published posthumously, and there is some speculation as to what the cycle would have been if Ralph Vaughan Williams would have been able to finish it. Some believe he had been working on two separate cycles, one set including the first and fourth movements, which is the fourth one is not in your program, and the other including the second and third. And based on the poetry of each, this would make sense. Sadly, we shall never know. However, Ursula Vaughan Williams said about her poetry that it was often about Ralph, and the poetry of Tired, specifically, was referring to her husband. evensong, is a huge part of our Anglican tradition. As the name suggests, evensong is a sung evening service, first defined in its current usage during the Reformation. The word evensong was first documented as Euthensong, circa 1000, to describe Vespers, which is the seventh of the 8 daily offices practiced in the Roman Catholic monasteries, traditionally occurring at sunset or around 6 p.m. The 8th daily office is Compline, which occurs before going to bed. Our modern Anglican evensong service is essentially a combination of Vespers and Compline services, during which the Magnificat and the Nunc Dimittis, respectively, were sung. The Magnificat is the song of Mary, rejoicing at the prospect of Jesus' birth, whereas the Nunc Dimittis is the song of Simeon, an old man praying to God to let him depart in peace now that his life has been fulfilled by meeting Jesus.
Thank you.
In the pew in front of you, you'll find the red hymnal, 1982. I invite you to open it to hymn number 435 and scan the words and music credits at the bottom of the page. You'll notice the music is by Vaughan Williams. The tune name, King's Weston, refers to the melody or tune you sing. Before the invention of the printing press, the practice of singing hymns as a group was facilitated by adding new texts to familiar melodies or tunes. It was generally assumed that folks would know the melody or tune and could just sing the text to that well-known melody. Sort of like at Christmas time, when you know the melody of the carol, but you'd need the words in front of you to be able to sing anything past the first verse. In 1906, when Vaughan Williams became the music editor of the English hymnal, he set out to provide the best possible experience to those for whom singing in worship was their only musical experience for the week. In fact, in the preface to the hymnal, Williams writes, "Good taste is a moral rather than a musical issue." He first turned to folk song melodies, which, in addition to being well known, also promoted a sense of heritage among the English people. Our own 1982 hymnal includes these folk songs: King's Fold, Forest Green, King's Lynn, and Monk's Gate. There's others, but not in our hymnal. Vaughan Williams also revived tunes from earlier sources. Found in our hymnal are Picardy, Lasst uns erfreuen, Song 1, Deus tuorum militum, and Christe Sanctorum. He also composed new tunes. Found in our hymnal are Sine Nomine, Down Ampney, Salva Festa Dies, The Call, which you heard earlier in today's program, and King's Weston. In all, Vaughan Williams composed, adapted, arranged, or harmonized more than 80 hymns for use in our Christian worship traditions. Our final piece this evening is a festival setting of Vaughan Williams' tune, King's Weston. For a composer who spent his life working to make music accessible for all to enjoy and participate in, I can think of no better way to honor him than to have all our choral ensembles, and you, to join us in singing. You'll find the final verse, verse 7, printed in your program. It's not in the hymnal, so you'll want that program. And I invite you to join us in singing it as we collectively honor the life and life's work of Vaughan Williams through song. You'll know when it's your turn, I promise. One final thought. The St. John's Music Series is funded by the generous contributions of our patrons, you. So I encourage you to give freely and generously to ensure continued future music series events. You may even be interested in sponsoring or underwriting an entire concert. You can come find me and let me know. Thanks again for joining us today.
Every tongue confess
Or even I'll take it.